Thanks for joining us for this look at the best original reporting from KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi, and coming up, the potential life-saving skills of foxes. We visit a sanctuary in rural San Diego County where one breed is being trained to someday help with search and rescue efforts. America's virtual southern border. KPBS investigates the rise of surveillance technology and the concerns raised by privacy experts. And Chicano Park at 50. Hear why those who remember its history are worried about its future. This weekend, more eyes will be on the San Diego Padres than usual. The team is playing in Mexico City. It's their biggest stage yet south of the border. And Jacob Ayer recently looked into the regional baseball culture and how the Padres are winning over more of Mexico's fans.
They might be called the San Diego Padres, but fans of this team stretch well beyond the city and county and across the border into Tijuana. Omar Parra lives there and has been a Padres fan for decades. He says baseball, much like soccer, is part of the fabric of Tijuana, and teams like the Cholos Soccer Club and Toros baseball team have been supported by local fans for many years.
I would say Mexico is not quite divided, but there is two sports. One is soccer and the other one is baseball.
This weekend marks a new chapter for baseball in Mexico, with the Padres playing a two-game series against the San Francisco Giants in what will be the first Major League Baseball games played in Mexico City. This comes as the Padres have made a big push to embrace the cross-border culture. You see it in the team's new teal, yellow, and pink jerseys inspired by Baja California and mariachis that play on the home Jumbotron. And in Tijuana,
I would say 5-10 years ago, you would mostly see, I would say 90% would be Boston hats, Yankee hats, Detroit Tigers. So now it's kind of turned around, and I would say 60-70% is, San Diego hats. So yeah, I do see a change.
It helps that the team's winning more games and loaded with superstars. But getting to watch the Padres in person is often an expensive and lengthy commitment for fans living in Mexico.
A Toros game might cost you per person, let's say, $25, including a beer and so on. And a Padres game, depending on the game and the seats, but it can, take you back $150 per person.
On the U.S. side of the border, San Diego's South Bay is arguably where baseball passion and the heart of the Friars fandom beats the loudest. The area has produced a trio of Little League World Series teams in the past decade alone, and murals of Padres players and mascots pepper Chula Vista's 3rd Avenue. That's where Padres season ticket holder Liz Baltazar spoke about the significance that the team holds in her life and to her family.
What's honestly has made us bond a lot more too, what's made us closer is baseball. It's just the love that we both have for this team that's honestly makes it worth it. Like, it doesn't matter what the price is, we will pay whatever we can to show our support as well.
The Rancho San Diego resident and her husband Jorge are traveling to Mexico City for this weekend's games.
I'm just excited just to be in the environment. The being in the cultured environment, trying out all the different food items and just experiencing baseball in a different community, a different culture.
The team's revenue has increased along with its growing fan bases on both sides of the border. That's mainly because majority owner Peter Seidler has been on a spending spree, signing stars like Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis to big long-term contracts, says USD professor of economics Alan Jin.
And San Diego now is having more and more fans, and that includes fans in Mexico. We might get some people crossing the border to watch games. Those who can't afford to come to the games, will be watching on television, and they might buy some merchandise.
Over the past few decades, the Padres have played in Mexico a handful of other times in the city of Monterrey. But with this Mexico City series, they're stepping onto a bigger stage.
They're going to the capital, they're going to the biggest city, and so that's going to draw a lot of media attention in Mexico. And so that is definitely going to help promote the Padres brand then in Mexico. And the Padres have been making efforts then to do that all along, and this will just give a boost to those efforts.
Baltazar says this series may be far from her current home, but it's worth the journey.
The Padres is the one team that has my heart for sure.
Plus, the games are still close to what matters most.
My side of the family, my grandparents are from Guadalajara, and same with his family. They're close to that area. But it means a lot.
And in Tijuana, Para hopes to see the Padres' influence continue to grow.
My dad and some other relatives in other parts of Mexico now are saying like, oh, I want to go to the Padres game. And I send them gear and all that stuff. So I like that. I like the fact that the Padres are representing.
Over the next few days, KPBS will share the sights and sounds of the Mexico City series, including coverage of the baseball ties between the two regions and stories of Padres fans from both sides of the border who made the trip for the historic event.
Fernando Tatis Jr. sends Gurriel to the wall. Lourdes Gurriel will not get that one.
Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
And Jacob Ayer and video journalist Matt Bowler will be with the Padres through the weekend, and the best way to follow their coverage is online. You can keep an eye for updates at kpbs.org. You can also follow KPBS on Instagram, on Facebook, and TikTok as we post more Padres content from Mexico City. It's been 50 years since neighbors first took paintbrushes to the highway pillars in Chicano Park, creating the now famous murals. KPBS reporter Katie Hyson looked into the park's legacy and its future.
Chicano Park began with an almost broken promise. Logan Heights was a mostly Chicano community, segregated from the rest of San Diego by redlining. When the state built the 5 freeway and the Coronado Bridge in the 1960s, it divided the community in half. I spoke with the park's co-founder, Josephine Talamantes, and its newly opened museum. She still gets emotional about it 60 years later.
We lost 3/4 of our community, basically.
In exchange for this displacement, the city agreed to turn the land beneath the Coronado Bridge into a park. But when bulldozers arrived on April 22nd of 1970, they were there not to build a park, but a highway patrol station. A witness walked to City College and found Talamantes and her Chicano Studies class and explained what was happening. So they all left class, marching nearly 2 miles back, and blocked the bulldozers with their bodies.
We were going to create our own park because we had gotten tired of being disrespected and basically treated like we had no place in our own country. Within a matter of a couple of hours, there was a couple of hundred people here. Yeah, it spread like wildfire.
Talamantes and a growing crowd occupied the park for 12 days before city negotiations began. The community won, and 3 years later, they began painting the murals for which the park is now famous. Over the years, industry and the Navy crept into the neighborhood, taking over the beach where many spent their weekends, occupying more than half of Barrio Logan, and creating some of California's worst air pollution. What remains faces a new threat.
What's left of this that has been infringed upon is now being viewed as a hip place to live. I mean, there was a property that just sold for $1.2 million here in the hood, you know, and so we're losing the last of our residents.
The younger generation is inheriting this ongoing battle of gentrification.
I've been here growing up long enough to see maybe like 10 different either stores or galleries shift out of what they used to be because people are being bought out. And not even just on Logan Avenue, but on the entire community.
While some Chicanos are being displaced, the park offers cultural pride to those who remain. Esquivias, now 19, grew up swinging in the park while her mother painted the pillars.
This was a space created for Chicanos. And I was lucky enough to have a mom who was a down Chicana. She had the foresight to teach me about the Aztecs, the Chichimecas, the Toltecas, and all of that history because everything we get in the education system here is very watered down.
Esquivias attended mostly white schools, where she questioned whether she belonged. She says the park gave her a space to learn about her own history and embrace her Chicana identity.
Coming here and seeing all of the pillars with people who were as brown as I am and darker, I don't know if I'll ever be able to put it into actual words, but it's just always a sense of joy no matter what. Like there's no reason to be sad in the park.
Last year marked the end of a cycle of the Aztec calendar. The elders held a ritual to symbolize passing park stewardship to the younger Chicanos, led by Esquivias. The park committee is eyeing new projects, like an electric bus for elderly residents, and placing a lid on the freeway, supported by local leaders, including Congressman Juan Vargas. It would connect the community again for the first time since the 1960s. Under the pressure of gentrification, Talamantes says the park's message will always remain the same.
Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. We're here and we're not leaving.
Katie Hyson, KPBS News.
Many of the stories that we feature on KPBS News this week can be found at the KPBS YouTube page, and that's also where we live stream episodes of KPBS Evening Edition, weeknights at 5. Construction of a physical border wall has been a major point of discussion and debate in recent years, but the concept of a virtual border wall is getting fewer headlines. KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis spoke with experts who say relying on surveillance technology isn't necessarily more humane or effective.
The border wall has been at the center of America's immigration debate ever since Donald Trump made it the centerpiece of his 2016 presidential campaign.
We're going to build a wall. It's going to be built.
But there's another border wall, a virtual wall, and it's received much less attention. It's a mass network of nearly 300 surveillance cameras, motion sensors, and military-grade drones, all spread across the border. They're very hard to find and aren't always in the places you'd expect. Sure, there are several cameras right next to the border in San Isidro, but there are also surveillance towers in residential neighborhoods and public parks. There's one in a community college, and even one near the Del Mar Dog Beach, 32 miles north of the actual border. Until a month ago, the exact location of these towers was a complete mystery. The Department of Homeland Security had not publicly disclosed this information.
But nobody really had a good sense of where these towers were.
Dave Moss is the Director of Investigations at the Electronic Frontier Foundation. He spent months mapping them out, and the result is the most comprehensive map of surveillance infrastructure along the U.S.-Mexico border. Moss says that the scope of this technology raises serious privacy concerns.
In the imagination of people in D.C. and in people in the national media, the border is just this desert wasteland. And then the only people you would ever encounter out along the border are human traffickers and cartels and smugglers. Now, folks in San Diego know that's not true. People live near the border.
And those people are in a constant state of surveillance.
And these towers can sometimes see up to like 7.5 miles. That is a lot of people's lives that they could pry into. And CBP really hasn't earned the trust of members of the community.
The sheer size and rugged terrain of the border make it nearly impossible to see the privacy concerns raised by this virtual border wall. But thanks to VR technology, we now have a better sense.
So what I have planned for you is we are going to go on a tour of a whole bunch of different locations from San Diego to Brownsville. So we'll do the whole border, and I'm going to show you a bunch of different technologies.
Our tour began right here in San Diego.
Okay, so we are going to start in some place that is fairly familiar to you. This is Friendship Park. And this is actually Friendship Park, I think, circa 2018 or something.
We covered hundreds of miles in mere seconds. Moss took me to...
So this is Naco, Arizona. So we are at Organ Pipe, the entrance to Organ Pipe National Monument in southern Arizona. But let me take you to Laredo, Texas, where we are now at a public park where people play soccer. This is in McAllen, Texas.
Customs and Border Protection says that these towers give agents in the field a significant leg up against criminal networks. They're an essential part of border security. And on this issue, there's agreement on both sides of the political aisle. In 2019, Democrats promoted the idea of virtual borders as a more humane alternative to former President Donald Trump's border wall. Here is San Diego Congressman Scott Peters describing the virtual wall.
It might be sensors and radar to spot moving people and objects in any weather or any time of day. It might be cameras mounted on drones to surveil places where the terrain is tough to monitor.
Peters did not respond to an interview request for this story. Despite the bipartisan support, experts say that these towers result in more migrant deaths, and they do nothing to prevent the most common method of drug smuggling, which is to simply drive through a legal border crossing. Sam Chambers is a researcher at the University of Arizona. He studies how border infrastructure contributes to migrant deaths.
People moving around out of sight of these towers means they're taking longer journeys.
And by taking longer journeys, they put themselves at risk of multiple health issues like
kidney damage or dehydration or a heat stroke are increased with this. So it's making the journey more dangerous and a greater risk of dying.
Chambers' research is only in Arizona right now, but he says that the new virtual map will help him study other parts of the border. Victor Clark Alfaro has been researching human and drug smuggling along the border since the late 1980s. He talks with human smugglers, known as coyotes, on a regular basis, and they tell him that the border towers are not stopping them.
Me dicen los coyotes que eso no ha sido ningún impedimento, que ellos continúan cruzando.
When it comes to drugs, the federal government's own data shows that most enter the U.S. through legal border crossings. Clark Alfaro says that putting up surveillance towers in remote parts of the desert isn't going to stop that.
Sabemos que uno de los lugares donde más drogas se cruza es el puerto de entrada de San Isidro, Estados Unidos. Bueno, ahí las torres no funcionan absolutamente para nada.
Clark Alfaro says it's really just a numbers game, and the numbers are stacked up against Customs and Border Protection, especially in San Isidro. Somewhere between 50 and 70,000 vehicles cross that port of entry every single day, and CBP agents only have the capacity to send a fraction of them to secondary inspection. Clark Alfaro says the volume is just too overwhelming.
Pero el volumen es enorme y eso representa una puerta de oportunidades.
Moss wants the virtual map that the Electronic Frontier Foundation created to lead to more informed policymaking on border enforcement.
Hopefully by putting this map out there, people can evaluate and say, hey, I didn't know this was going in near my house. I didn't know this was going in near my ranch.
Or at the very least, let people know who's watching them. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
And here are some of the most read stories this week at kpbs.org. A boost for the marijuana industry in the South Bay. See the opening of a new retailer in Chula Vista on 4/20. Mother Nature is putting on a show this spring. See more of the wildflower bloom at Mission Trails Regional Park. And more of our climate change coverage. Environment reporter Eric Anderson has this story on Imperial Beach and the challenges ahead as sea levels rise.
The risk of rising sea levels was in full view in the winter of 2019. A Pacific storm relentlessly pushed 10 to 15-foot waves at the shore. At the same time, a king tide was raising sea levels more than a foot above normal high tides. The result was predictable, and Seacoast Drive got soaked.
High tide events, you couple that with rain events, you couple that with wave events, you pretty much have created the perfect storm for a situation like these particular houses.
Julia Felder is a Scripps Institution of Oceanography researcher who's been tracking sea levels along the Imperial Beach shore for years.
Where you're going to get flooding from the coast, you're going to get flooding from inland, and it all sort of combines to make everything wet.
Just a few years later, waves are washing over the coastal armaments on regular sunny days with normal 6-foot high tides. And the rising water is making its presence felt inland, far away from the shore.
These things are really heavy. There we go.
Chris Elmer works for the Imperial Beach Public Works Department. He's looking into a manhole on the western edge of town.
Well, looking down here, you can actually see the water coming up in our storm drain system.
Even on a clear day, there is standing water in a pipe that's supposed to flush rainwater out of the town and into the Tijuana estuary. Hassan Devani works for San Diego State University. He's studying how the rising local groundwater table is leading to what he calls compound flooding.
Most studies so far, they're focusing on sea level impacts along the coastline, but now you have this whole urban system with most things underground, and now you need to deal with it because groundwater is rising.
The rising sea level is pushing seawater inland, under the ground, and since seawater is heavier than fresh, they collide, pushing up the underground freshwater table.
Rising sea level is happening, and now we can show it is actually more urgent than we were thinking about, because previous studies focused on coastline and only above the ground interactions. Now we're talking underground. So the issue of compound flooding, when a typical rain can cause flooding, that's the one we expect to get worse.
And it doesn't help that the city's stormwater infrastructure is aging.
We know every pipe has a crack, and then once the soil is saturated, it finds its way, it infiltrates into the pipe. So then, if we can conserve rainwater in any way, if we can do rainwater harvesting kind of indirectly.
The idea is to have the entire community, every home and apartment, add rain barrels to take pressure off the aging stormwater system. Jennifer Gailey sells rain barrels at the Solana Center for Environmental Innovation. She's not convinced it's a complete solution.
Here's the problem, and here is part of the solution. And because I think that is what it's going to end up being. It's part of the solution is getting these rain barrels.
That'll leave the city with some difficult choices. Street flooding already happens in inland areas far away from the beach, and flooding will become more serious as sea levels continue to rise.
Imperial Beach it's almost kind of like a canary in a coal mine in terms of understanding what the future will hold in terms of adaptation. You know, the tools that the city is taking in order to understand, you know, how to mitigate what might be coming.
The challenge for Imperial Beach officials is to find solutions that don't bankrupt the city's treasury. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
For generations, their fur was worn on collars and coats, and they've been portrayed as sly, conniving, wily characters in popular culture. But a rescue sanctuary in Santa Isabel wants to show the world that foxes, although mischievous, have so much more to share, including their potentially life-saving skills. The stillness on this hilltop in Santa Isabel doesn't last long, as the sounds of woodland creatures provide nature's concert. Their home is the Judith A. Bassett Canid Center, and the work being done here could be groundbreaking. Dog trainer Anita Cheeseman is not working with dogs today.
This is Dimitri.
She's training foxes to do nose work, detecting specific odors inside plastic boxes.
He made a U-turn because he smelled the odor, and now he found it. He looks to me for his reward.
Cheeseman lives up to her name and provides a morsel of cheese with each positive odor detection. Unlike even the best trained dogs, these foxes have a unique talent that could one day save lives.
Good boy.
These are no ordinary foxes.
Sit.
These are Russian domesticated foxes.
Good job.
That was pretty good.
Amy and Dave Bassett, who own and run this conservation center, care for 14 of them, brought over from Russia 10 years ago.
And at that point, no one had ever brought one to the United States because they're in Russia, not only Russia, but Siberia, Russia.
The foxes were part of what is called the Russian Domesticated Fox Program, started by Soviet scientist Dmitry Belyaev in the 1950s. His goal was to recreate the evolution of wolf to domesticated pet dog, a process that took thousands of years. But with foxes, he wanted to do it in a matter of decades. The program has seen much success. The foxes evolved to behave more like dogs.
They'd breed only the most friendly ones, and then they do the same thing the next generation, year after year after year. And then they got found after about 10 generations or so, they were getting more friendly. The foxes were excited to see people. They'd come up and wag their tails.
Unlike a wild or fur farm bred fox, these domesticated foxes are not timid, do not keep a flight distance, and resemble the behavior of human-loving dogs. They're happy to see us and even enjoy being held, kissed, and treated like babies. So why is this type of nose detection work so important to the Bassets? The answer lies in the unique way foxes hunt.
You'll see them walking slowly in the snow and their ears are going all over the place. And also they stop and they hone in and they jump 6 feet in the air, spin around, hit the snow nose first, dig down 3 feet, come up with some kind of a rodent in their mouth. Their hearing is very well attuned to hearing the types of frequencies of things under the snow.
And while their noses are highly sensitive and their hearing extraordinary, it's something else that seemingly sets them apart as hunters. It's called magnetoreception, a trait whereby they can see the magnetic field of the Earth and align their bodies for precision.
And with a pounce, he strikes.
So we said, well, that works perfect for avalanche rescue because someone's stuck under the snow, they're kind of moving around, and that's what they're designed to detect that.
If we can train them to do search and rescue work, to do avalanche rescue, boy, would people see them in a different light.
The Bassets say too many people see foxes as animals to be killed for their fur or for sport. They want foxes to be seen as creatures with a positive purpose. You can call it Fox PR.
If we actually had them seen as saviors and, going into, like, you can imagine an earthquake and somebody comes down off of the helicopter with their 6 foxes all strapped around them, and then boom, there's one here, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and showing people their skill set and finding things underneath the ground, I think, it would really give them a different perspective of them.
But first, there are biological and geopolitical challenges. The Russian program was partially funded by the NIH, but since the invasion of Ukraine, those ties have been cut. This means, at least for now, no more foxes can be imported into the United States.
So there are no other populations of these foxes. So if they go extinct there, they're extinct.
The Bassets say the foxes are also considered a source of pride, and their genetics intellectual property of the Russian government. So each one is sterilized to discourage any breeding outside of the Russian program, which is still active today. But even through generations of domestication, one little genetic hurdle remains.
Bad girl.
No, you're not going to do that. It's scary.
Lena. No, you can't bite that one.
The fox's curious and mischievous nature stands true.
Yes, I know, guys. You've never eaten before in your life.
And since they don't have the same recall as dogs, the Bassets say releasing them to rescue people at this point is a dicey proposition.
Yeah, they may run and find your people, but then they're going to go, okay, well, now we're going to go look for some mice. So see you later. So it's kind of like one rescue, one fox kind of a deal.
The key, he says, is to train them as young pups. But it remains to be seen if the Bassets will get access to pups anytime soon. Even so, they're holding out hope that we could one day see these animals saving human lives.
People say you can't teach a fox to do search and rescues. We say, just watch us. And it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but we haven't given up on it.
Good girl.
And the Bassets added that owning a pet fox is illegal in most states, including here in California. And we hope that you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Thanks for joining us.